Hey, old man, can you mop somewhere else? We're trying to train for actual warfare here. The young recruit didn't even look up as he tossed the barb, sweat dripping down his forehead, arms bulging from push-ups. His buddies chuckled behind him, barely hiding their amusement. The janitor paused mid-mop. He didn't speak, just nodded slightly and moved along the edge of the gym floor, quiet and unnoticed. Like he always did. Every morning he was there before the first bell, sweeping chalk dust, refilling water stations, replacing worn mats. No one ever really looked at him. Until today. It wasn't the pushback that changed anything, it was the way the mop shifted just enough to pull his collar down slightly. And that's when someone saw it. Wait, hold up, yo, look at his neck. One of the SEAL candidates froze, pointing at the faint tattoo just visible above the janitor's collarbone. It was faded, ink worn with time, but unmistakable, the SEAL trident. Eagle, anchor, trident, and pistol. Not something you just get, not something you ever fake. The gym went silent. The loudmouth recruit stood up, towel slung over his shoulder, his smirk fading. "Sir, is that real?" The janitor looked at him. Really looked at him. His eyes weren't angry, just calm, heavy, like they'd seen more than anyone in that room ever would. "It was earned," he said simply. "Wait, you were a SEAL?" Someone else stepped forward. "No one gets that tattoo unless—" He trailed off. Because now they were seeing things differently. The way the janitor stood, feet perfectly squared, spine erect even under fatigue. The scar running faintly behind his ear, the grip on the mop. Firm, not casual. Muscle memory in disguise. A few more gathered around. "You served?" "For 24 years, he replied, his voice flat but not unfriendly. 12 in DevGru. That changed everything. DevGru, SEAL Team 6, the kind of detail that silences entire rooms. "Why are you here?" the recruit asked. "Mopping floors." The janitor shrugged. "I like the quiet. I like being around the next generation, and after a certain number of missions, you stop chasing the noise." He turned slightly, revealing more of the tattoo. "You start finding peace in what you can control." The recruit who insulted him took a slow step forward, suddenly unsure. "Sir, I didn't know." "You didn't ask," the janitor said with a small nod. "You judged a man by his broom." That line hit the room like a weight, heavy and true. You could feel the shift in posture, the respect crackling in the air. One by one, the SEAL candidates formed a small semicircle around him, not out of curiosity, but out of reverence. A senior instructor who had been silently watching finally stepped in. "Gentlemen," he said, his voice louder than necessary, "I'd like to formally reintroduce you to Master Chief Petty Officer William Reeve, retired, decorated, and the reason you have the freedom to train in peace." Gasps broke out. A couple of them actually stood at attention without being told. One recruit whispered, "That's the guy from the Mogadishu extraction, isn't it?" Another nodded. "And the Helmand breach, Operation Iron Cross." He was there. The janitor, Master Chief Reeve, simply bent down and picked up his mop again. "I've done my part. Now it's your turn." The loudmouth swallowed hard. "Sir, I'm sorry for earlier. I had no idea." Master Chief cut him off gently. "You will, after you've earned it. That's how this works." There was no anger, no revenge, just truth. Truth that echoes louder than any punishment ever could. From that day forward, no one ever disrespected the janitor again. In fact, they stopped calling him that at all. He was simply Chief. And when he gave feedback on posture, they listened. When he gave advice on breathing through pain, they obeyed. Because now they understood, greatness doesn't always wear rank on its sleeve. Sometimes it holds a mop and watches quietly from the back, until someone earns the right to know the story. So never underestimate the quiet man in the room. The ones who say the least often carry the most. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.